Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ozcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Just Podding Around, the podcast we deep dive into the world of professional wrestling, past, present and future. I'm your host, Reese Williams, and today we're talking about one of the WWE's most iconic annual events, the Royal Rumble. Before we dive into the action, a quick reminder to check out our Patreon, support the podcast and gain exclusive perks like picking future episode topics, live chats with me and more. Alright, let's jump into the history and evolution of the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble was born out of Pat Patterson's creative genius. Patterson, who had been an influential figure in WWE's creative team, pitched the idea of a battle royal with a twist. The superstars entering at staggered intervals instead of starting all at once. The concept was initially tested at a house show in St. Louis in October 1987, but it wasn't until January 24th, 1988 that the Royal Rumble became an official event. The first Rumble was broadcast on the USA Network, not as a pay-per-view. It featured just 20 participants, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan won by last eliminating one-man game. The event's popularity led to its inclusion in the annual pay-per-view calendar starting in 1989. By then, the field had expanded to 30 participants, and Big John Studd emerged victorious. The Rumble began to take on more significance in 1993, when WWE added a stipulation. The winner would earn a guaranteed WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. This change turned the Rumble into a gateway to the biggest show of the year, and made it a career-defining moment for many superstars. One of the most iconic Rumbles came in 1992, when the WWE Championship itself was on the line. Ric Flair entered at number 3, lasted over an hour, and delivered a masterclass in endurance to claim the title. His performance remains one of the most celebrated in Rumble history. The Rumble format also allowed WWE to create incredible moments and records. Rey Mysterio's 62-minute performance in 2006 stands as the longest win in a traditional 30-man Rumble, while Kane's 11 eliminations in 2001 set a record that lasted until Brock Lesnar eliminated 13 in 2020. And who could forget the iconic saves? Shawn Michaels hanging on by 1 foot in 1995, Kofi Kingston's acrobatic escapes, and Naomi's creative comebacks have all become highlights of the event. The Royal Rumble has expanded in many ways since its inception. In 2011, WWE experimented with a 40-man Rumble, won by Alberto Del Rio. While the format reverted to 30 participants, this event proved that the Rumble could grow even larger when needed. The Women's Royal Rumble debuted in 2018, making a historic moment for WWE's women's division. Asuka became the inaugural winner, and since then, superstars like Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley have followed suit, creating their own legacies. In addition to the traditional match, WWE has held special Rumble variations. The 50-man Greatest Royal Rumble took place in 2018 in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Braun Strowman won that match, setting a new benchmark for the most participants in a single Rumble match. No Rumble is complete without a bit of controversy. The 1994 Rumble ended with co-winners Bret Hart and Lex Luger, when both men hit the floor at the same time. Fans still debate the ending to this day. Most recently, the 2014 Rumble stirred up major fan backlash when Daniel Bryan wasn't included in the match, and Batista won instead. The audience's chants for Bryan overshadowed Batista's victory, forcing WWE to pivot their WrestleMania plans. But controversy aside, Royal Rumble is a haven for surprises. From legends like Mick Foley entering as all three of his personas in 1998, to Edge's emotional return in 2020 after 9 years of retirement, the Rumble is always full of jaw-dropping moments. Now, let's talk about the future. For the first time ever, WWE will hold the Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in January 2026. This decision is part of WWE's ongoing partnership with the Saudi General Entertainment Authority. Hosting the Rumble in Saudi Arabia marks another chapter in the event's legacy. With the potential for a 40-man or even 50-man Rumble, fans are already speculating about how WWE will top past events. Could we see an influx of international talent, shocking returns, or even new records set? One thing's for sure. This Rumble will be a spectacle unlike any other. So, why does the Royal Rumble resonate with fans worldwide? It's a storytelling masterpiece. The match builds drama with every countdown, allowing rivalries to reignite, alliances to form, and underdogs to shine. It's also a showcase of endurance and strategy. Superstars like Steve Austin, who won 3 times, and Roman Reigns, who broke the record for most cumulative eliminations, have used the Rumble to cement their legacies. And let's not forget the surprises, the star-making performances, and the road to WrestleMania. It all starts with the Rumble. That's a wrap for today's episode of Just Putting Around. What's your favourite Royal Rumble moment? Is it Ric Flair's 1992 win, Edge's 2020 return, or something else? Let me know on social media or through our Patreon page. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your fellow wrestling fans. Until next time, I'm Reese Williams, and I'll catch you in the ring.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast. Ozcast. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.